Touchdown!
Sixers
It's good!
and Flyers.
Oh, big save by Carter Hart.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
The following program is paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
Red 83!
Welcome to The Locker Room.
Vince Papali, welcome to The Locker Room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gann, welcome to The Locker Room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to The Locker Room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into The Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Former Eagles tight end Ken Dunek is with us today, and of course, Josh Hennig has been broadcast live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana for Week 10 in the NFL. And Ken Dunek, good morning, pal.
Good to be back, man. Been a while. Been a while, but always happy to join you when I can.
And of course, Josh, good morning to you. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. A little chilly out there. Is it chill in the air?
Football
It feels
weather.
like football and holiday
That's
weather.
right.
That's what it feels like.
Football and holiday weather. Ken, good to see you as always. We haven't done this in a little while, but
Right.
I've been seeing your Jerseyman and Phillyman magazine events, and I got to tell you, Ken, you have really built up a brand there, and it's great for business people that are looking to network.
Appreciate it. Well, listen, I got 4 daughters, and I still got 4 weddings to pay for. I'm working pretty hard, man.
And you'll identify with this. So last night, Josh, the reason why my computer isn't charged up, I told Ken he has 4 daughters. I have a daughter, but last night Eliza Grace had like 4 of her girlfriends over from Christ the King for a sleepover.
I remember.
So I was
those days,
relegated
so,
to the upstairs to my man room.
Yeah, that's a good place to be with all those little girls running around.
But it was great. They had a great time. We had a fire in the fireplace. But I got to watch football upstairs. I watched the Georgia. I watched Penn State and Michigan, and of course, Michigan wins the game even without head coach Jim Harbaugh on the sidelines.
Yep.
But we'll talk with Mike Carlin. He's going to call in. Our co-host, he's on his way home. He went to the game last
The
night.
question is Carlin going to admit that the pick that he made in our group text was wrong or not?
Well, I don't know what's wrong with Penn State.
I'll tell you what's wrong with Penn State. Their offense has no creativity.
They have no
Their
creativity.
quarterback is completely overrated. And James Franklin is like a stone statue on the sideline with no emotion.
Yeah, and Ken, we spoke to Dave Clement. He knows people that have worked and been associated with the head coach of the Penn State football team.
Yeah.
He says he's a good recruiter. I'm just not a good
Well,
teammate
all you
coach.
need to know about him, and he lost me yesterday when they're down by 9 at the end of the game, and he goes for 2. If you kick it, it's still a 1-possession game. You still got a shot. So that he lost me there.
We had a great show yesterday talking about the Sixers and the Flyers, Josh. I mean, how about the Flyers last night getting a win in LA? They're now 7-1, and I know it's early going, but did you expect them to have 7 wins after 15 games?
7 wins, no, but I knew the team would be better than last year just because of the fact that, they have a different front office now. They don't have an idiot running the front office.
Yeah.
They have someone who actually says, okay, coach, what do you need?
Right.
How do we fix this? How do we build this? And look, they're not going to win a championship this year. They're a couple years away from that. But what they are is they are a team that is trending in the right direction finally.
Well, the Sixers, they're 7-1 right now, but last night, Ken, we have news that Kelly Oubre gets hit by a car by a hit and run, nonetheless.
Yeah, Center
and he's
City.
in the hospital.
I guess he lives in Center City, and he was early. It was 7:00 at night, and the word I got on Twitter was that it was a hit and run. He went to the hospital. Luckily, he was released this morning, and they said the latest word is he'll be back sometimes this season, which hopefully it'll be shorter rather than longer. But prayers to him. That's a terrible situation.
I'll tell you, Ken, yesterday on the program, we talked about how the Sixers have been playing better as a team. When you get rid of a player that has an ego and expects more things to be done for him, or the organization revolves around him, and you get rid of that aspect, all of a sudden the team's playing like a team.
Yeah, you don't win with selfish guys. I mean, you might have some short-term success, and guys put fannies in the seats, but guys like Harden, who want to dominate the ball, don't want to give it up. It's all about them. Those guys don't win championships in any sport.
Yeah, yesterday we played you heard Josh, the announcer, radio guy from the Mavericks, go on a tirade about James Harden and how bad of a teammate he is, and that he's the cancer, not like he said he's the system, but in fact he wrecks the system.
The problem with Harden is people like him, and Ken knows this even better than we do. You run into people in life and you find them everywhere. They just think they're better than everybody, and they think they have no accountability. They surround themselves with yes people, and all they do is say, I'm great, I'm wonderful, tell me how great and wonderful I am, and nobody question me because I'm the man. And at the end of the day, they're not really it. They're not really the man. They're just another guy who happens to be good at something, but they think they're better than they are.
Ken, you played on a great team, a Dick Vermeil team. You went to the Super Bowl in 1980, albeit you lost, but that team had what they call chemistry. Speak to us about the chemistry.
There's no question.
How important is that, Ken?
Talent-wise, I think the Eagles weren't the most talented team in that era, but a great group of guys, guys that just from my situation, Harold Carmichael, Wilbert Montgomery, Jaworski, these guys all welcomed me in to the family, and John Bunning, who remains a great friend of mine over the years. And there was just a group of guys that we worked hard, but we really got along together, and we meshed as a unit, and that's why we made it to the Super Bowl.
Well, it's Week 10 in the NFL, and we're here at the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Ken, this has been the place to be.
Nice.
I mean, if you look at these big screen TVs, the clarity, the enthusiasm,
Beautiful.
It's like you're right here in the middle of the action.
We're watching football at 9:30 in the morning.
Watching football at 9:30.
Yeah.
Week 10 in the NFL. We got a great show lined up. As always, we'll be talking with Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News, brought to you by Blitz's Markets. We'll get his take. We'll get his grades, basically. You get Grayson's grades and Mike Gill during the sports back.
Yeah,
mid-season grades.
Because the Eagles are 8-1. They have the best record in the NFL.
The best team in the NFL.
So, I mean, for you, Bill, let me throw it back to you real quick, and then Ken can jump in. For you guys, are the Eagles what you expected? Are they above expectation? They below expectation? Bill, you go ahead.
Well, I think they're right where I thought they'd be. I thought after 9 games they'd be 8-1 or 7-2, something like that. But Ken, you're gonna probably straighten me out on this. While they are 8-1 and they are the best team in the NFL, it hasn't been pretty.
No,
and it's not satisfying to me, Ken. Do I sound spoiled?
Yeah, yes, yes, you do. No, I'll tell you this about.
You know what I mean? I haven't left the game going, oh, that was a great win. You know what I mean? We just get by and we struggle and it doesn't look pretty, but they're 8-1, Ken.
Well, number one, you've got high expectations coming off of a team that I think should have won the Super Bowl last year. I think they were one penalty call away from possibly winning the Super Bowl. So there were high expectations. Now, when you lose 2 coordinators, you're going to suffer. And the fact that that team is 8-1 shows me a resilience that this is a veteran group. They're tough, they're gritty, and they find a way to win. And it'll get better as the season goes on. They had to win early because they're coming up to a really tough part of their schedule the next 5 weeks. So if they can go 3-2 these next 5 weeks, and then they've got the Giants for 2 weeks after that, I think the Eagles are in really good shape to win the division.
Josh, you hear what Ken said. They got a tough next 5 games. But my philosophy is, no, those guys got to come in and play us. We're the best team in the NFL. They got to prove it to us.
My thing is, like Ken was saying about how, you're prepared now for the stretch. To me, I think winning ugly is a sign of a team that finds multiple ways to win. I like a team that doesn't win pretty. I don't need you to be aesthetically pleasing to win a championship.
Right.
I just need you to find ways to win games. And I think that, look at the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins are the most aesthetically pleasing offense in the league, right? They got the sexy route runners and they got all the speed and everything. They can't beat a winning team. They've lost to the Eagles, they've lost to the Bills, and they've lost to the Chiefs. There's something to be said for the fact that if you're winning and it's ugly, what you're telling somebody is, it's kind of like, if you go back, remember Mickey Ward versus Arturo Gotti? Those
Right.
were ugly wars, right? Well, how did Mickey Ward eventually beat Gotti? Body shot, body shot, body shot. Give me the football team that lands the body shot over the team that always goes for the haymaker.
And, of course, at the bottom of the second hour, we'll talk with the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant in Summers Point. I went there yesterday, had their chicken wings. Watched the first half of the Penn State game, and I'll tell you what, that's a great atmosphere over there. Get to Charlie's Bar. We got a great show lined up today. We're broadcasting live inside it's Caesar Sportsbook, inside the Tropicana, as we are for each and every weekend during the football season. This is a great location. You got to come on down and join us. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shore to Center City, and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 to give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227.
During this football season, Caesars Sportsbook is offering more ways to bet than ever before, with more props, bigger same-game parlays, and play-by-play betting, all of which are available on the kiosks at Tropicana Atlantic City, making it the best place to bet and watch all football season.
I want to tell you about the Stand Insurance Group. SIG protection are the what-ifs keeping you up at night. Life is full of surprises, but with the Stand Insurance Group, you'll never be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, or business, Stand will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com for a free quote today. That's sigprotection.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here as we broadcast live from the Caesar Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Billy Schwein, Ken Dunek, and Josh Hennig right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Brian Radke here from Sunday Night Football on Westwood One. Coming up Sunday in prime time, the Raiders host the New York Jets. Zach Wilson of the Jets will look to avoid a second straight primetime loss after falling to the Chargers on Monday night. They'll meet a Raiders team looking for a second straight win under new head coach Antonio Pierce. Join Mike Golick and me for all the action from Las Vegas on Sunday Night Football.
Listen to Sunday Night Football on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 8 p.m.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Winning means keeping our community safe. I'm Hassan Reddick, linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. 59% of our adults report experiencing gun violence or know someone who has. Just like we focus on our training, we need to focus on proper gun storage.
Firearms should be locked out of reach of children and only accessible by you.
And if you notice any warning signs of violence, speak up. Tell someone who can help.
Let's tackle gun violence together. Visit CamdenCounty.com/gun safety to learn more.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Servicing Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort this football season. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
Well, it's a patented key ingredient called testofen. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. It's backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text ROCK to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text ROCK to 321321. That's ROCK to 321321.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the next 3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live Sportsbook inside the Tropicana for Week 10 in the NFL, and the crowd's starting to show up. We've got what, the Indianapolis Colts in New England on right now. Over in Europe.
I feel bad for the people in Frankfurt, Germany right now because this is probably the worst matchup they could have gotten out of all these Sunday games. I mean, maybe the Bears-Panthers game might have been a worse matchup, but I mean, look, the Colts have scored 27 points or more in the last, 5 games, I believe. Right. So, I mean, we'll probably see some points today, but still, it's like, you're going into it. You got these 2 marquee franchises. I mean, you guys don't even better know than me. I mean, the history of those 2 franchises is extensive, especially the Colts, and it's like, and Frankfurt, Germany gets Gardner Minshew versus Mac Jones.
Well, if you can't be down here at the Caesars Sportsbook, we're streaming live on the YouTube channel. Go to my website, thelockerroom.BillySchwein.com. Scroll down where we're streaming live on the YouTube channel. Matter of fact, Mark Grimes, our good buddy Mark Grimes, is down in South Carolina, and he's watching us today. I want to say hi to Mark Grimes out there. We're really honored and lucky to have former Eagles tight end Ken Dunek. He's now currently the publisher of the Jerseyman and Phillyman magazine. And, of course, now you have the Miami Man.
We got Boston Man.
Boston
all over
Man.
The place.
You're the man. But, Ken, we were just talking during the break. We're seeing videos of Lawrence Taylor back in the day. And I asked you a little bit about Lawrence. And he was probably one of the best, if not the best, player in NFL history.
Well, I mean, Reggie White and Chuck Bednarik come to mind, but I'll tell you a real quick Lawrence Taylor story. In 1982, I was playing for the Baltimore Colts, and I played in the Hall of Fame game against Minnesota. Didn't like Frank Kush. He wasn't my kind of guy. I decided to walk out of camp. I get picked up on waivers the next day by the Giants. Now, we're a few weeks into camp because we just played the Hall of Fame game.
Right.
I pull into the parking lot at Pace University, and Lawrence Taylor was pulling in exactly the same time. He had a Lamborghini, and I had a Chrysler Cordoba. So we pull up, and now practice is ending. Ray Perkins was the head coach of the Giants. Right. Practice is ending. The equipment guy comes over and says, he wants you guys to get dressed. We looked at each other for what? Practice is over, right? So we put our uniforms on. We walk out to the field, and Ray Perkins says, okay, line up. We're going to do the Oklahoma drill. It's just me and him standing in the field. I said, what do you mean the Oklahoma drill? You need a quarterback? You need a running back?
Right.
And he goes, no, line up. So he blows the whistle, and we smash into each other for about 20 minutes until I realized I'm his punishment for showing up late to camp. And then to top it off, they cut me like 3 weeks later. I'm like, thanks a lot.
They should have given you hazard pay for that.
Something. But you know what? His thing was speed. I mean, he could disengage a block. Physically, I was a little bit bigger than him, so I could hold my own. But his forte was being able to shed a blocker and go get the running back. So speed was really his key asset. But he was a great player.
Well, they changed. Look, you don't have to tell you, Josh. You know, because according to, by the way, you have Dave Clement convinced that you are an NFL and sports genius encyclopedia. So I don't have to tell you. Ken said speed, but I mean, teams had to alter their offensive game plan just to accommodate or single him out to know where he is on the field.
It was something where if you ever read the book by Bob Glauber it's about Parcells, Bill Walsh, and Joe Gibbs, the 3 great coaches from the 80s. And in the book, it talks about how Bill Walsh, he had to change some of his West Coast concepts just to figure out how am I going to beat this Giants defense. That Giants defense was a huge thorn in the side for the 49ers in the 80s.
All right, let's talk a little Eagles. That's why we have Ken Dunek here. We're so happy to have Ken with us. It's been a while, but Ken, the Philadelphia Eagles are, like we said earlier, they're 8-1 here at the bye. Jalen Hurts. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts. Has Jalen Hurts performed up to your expectations? He has a propensity to turn the ball over a little bit more this year than he has in previous years. 8 interceptions, I believe, 3 turnovers, 3 fumbles, but they're still 8-1.
Well, so the first factor with Hurts this year is he's had a banged up left knee. And the problem with that is he's not running as much. If you notice, these RPOs, he used to run a lot of design quarterback draws. They're not doing that as much this year because he doesn't have the mobility. So from a running standpoint, it's hampered the Eagles' offense. They're not rushing the ball effectively like they used to, primarily because Hurts was a factor and you had to guard against him rushing the football. Now, passing-wise, he's been okay. He hasn't had the protection this year that he had last year. I think Cam Jurgens being out, Apetta's been out, so they're playing a third-string guard, and I think that's hurt the pass protection. He doesn't have as much time. And as you know, anytime you can get heat on the quarterback, it's going to affect you. And, the Eagles' front four didn't get a whole lot of pressure on Dak Prescott last week, and he torched the secondary because the defensive coordinator didn't want to blitz, and the front four weren't getting to Dak Prescott in time. So anytime you get pressure on the quarterback, you can make him look bad. Having said all that, Hurts is a winner. He's a humble guy. He's a leader. I think he's the quarterback of the Eagles for many, many years to come, and I think he's going to be one of the Eagles' all-time great quarterbacks.
Josh, we had mentioned this early in previous shows. I want to get Ken's take. Ken, when a few weeks back, we talked about maybe is Jalen Hurts getting, he's a human being. He's a regular guy.
Yep.
When you get all this accolades and you're doing commercials and you got all these press clippings and everybody's talking about you, they're putting you in the top 2. Do you think is there a possibility that maybe he's starting to smell himself a little bit?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's a humble guy. I don't think and everything I hear from the people that I still know in the Eagles that he's the first one there and the last one to leave.
Okay.
So he's putting in the time, and that's not affecting him.
And that's what I've been trying to tell you for weeks, Bill. That
I was just putting it out. I was just putting it out there.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah, I was playing devil's advocate.
well, here's the thing: the devil can kiss my feet, my dirty feet, because Jalen Hurts, as Ken said, is a humble young man. And listen, first of all, Jalen Hurts has the same number of turnovers this year as Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
No one talks about that.
Huh.
Okay, are we saying Patrick Mahomes is smelling his clippings? He's on more commercials than Jalen Hurts is. I can't get away from him and Travis Kelce on those TV commercials.
No, I hear you.
Second of all, Jalen Hurts in the last 3 games has 8 touchdowns and 1 interception. His knee got worse and he got more efficient. Third thing is Jalen Hurts right now through his first 55 games as an Eagle has more touchdowns and fewer interceptions than these 3 guys, Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb, and Randall Cunningham. So I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts. What I am worried about, like Ken said, is there's something to be said for consistency. And at times it feels like because these are first-year coordinators, and Ken, let me ask you, do you feel like these first-year coordinators are learning on the job a little bit? Because to me, it feels like that.
Well, something's not clicking as good as it was last year, certainly offensively. But I believe that, they're eventually we're winning and we're learning at the same time, and we're going to get better as the season goes on, which is the goal of every coordinator and offensive player, defensive player. You want to get better each and every day, and I think they're on a track to do that. It's awfully nice to learn while you're winning and being 8-1.
Sure.
And listen, Josh, this is the 7th time in franchise history that the Eagles started off as 8-1, and every time they went to the championship previously, right? 1949, 1960, 1980, 2004, 2017, and 2022.
I think it's a pattern.
Right? It looks pretty good.
I like the trend. I like the trend.
You might want to place that Eagles bet now.
Ken, let's talk about Nick Sirianni, the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. Is obviously off to another great start, like we just said. What do you make of him?
I like him. I like his mentality. Doug Peterson brought a gambler's aspect to going for these 3rd and 4th and short. Now the Eagles offensively have the greatest single weapon that I've seen in the history of pro football. this tush push is unstoppable. The only time they stopped it is that Hurts didn't get the snap the one time. But that's what concerned me about last week. The second to the last possession, we got 3rd and 3. Now we're on about our own 30 or 35.
Right.
And they decide to throw a fade. To me, I'm like, you got 3rd and 3. Pick up 2 yards, do the tush push, and end the game. So I didn't understand that call. But again, we just talked about this coordinator's, a little learning curve here. And I think if he had to do it all over again, but to Sirianni's credit, he didn't throw the guy under the bus. He said, listen, I like the call. And, so everybody's on the same page.
And really quick, Ken just brought up the coordinator. Sirianni is not calling the plays. He handed it off back in 2021 to Steichen and now to Johnson. Yes, he has an influence on it. He has a say in it.
But that's a good quality of a good head coach. He's delegating authority. He's allowing his underlings to do their job.
But it allows him to also be a better evaluator.
Right.
Like one of the things I've always heard about your coach, Dick Vermeil, Ken, is that he was great at seeing the big picture.
Yeah.
And I think that for coaches, if you can see the big picture, you could be a better coach.
Well, listen, Vermeil back in those days, though, he saw the big picture, but he still wanted to call the plays. So he wasn't going to let anybody else do it. But as time went on, he handed off that responsibility, and it worked out for him, and he won a Super Bowl. So the Eagles are going to be good, man, because there's a lot of good things to look forward to. And like I said, I think these coordinators are getting better every game, and we'll make it happen.
On the other side, we'll be talking with Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News, as we do each and every Sunday. We'll get the keys to the game with Scott Grayson, brought to you by Blitz's Market in Ocean City. One thing that he has said throughout, Scott's been pretty consistent. Every time we ask him for the keys to the game, Ken, he gives us, don't turn the ball over, run the ball, make sure that you have an equal amount of passes and runs, balance in your offense, and you win. Look at last week, the Eagles only threw the ball 23 times, and they ran the ball 33 times. So running the ball is a good prescription for a win.
And when you come out of the break, remember, you have the same bye week as the Chiefs.
Right.
And Andy Reid is really good coming out of the bye week. So this might be an opportunity for you to try to, show them something that they haven't seen before. And maybe part of that is running the ball a little more.
All right, on the other side, we will talk with Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 to give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227.
Experience the best of the NFL season at Caesars Sportsbook inside Tropicana in Atlantic City. Bring your friends, grab a beer, and cheer on your favorite teams. Now's the time to make a game plan and preserve your seats. Your ultimate game day experience awaits. Learn more at Caesars.com/AC.
Now, Ken, I got to tell you about La Scala's, and I know you're familiar with La Scala's. But
I'm familiar with every restaurant.
They just hope you got to get down to La Scala's in Brigantine. They're located in Brigantine. They open this summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home from a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, daily specials, and game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Wednesday through Sunday. They're located at 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. Hey, every Thursday night is Brigantine night. Live music from 6 to 9. Each table gets a free signature pizza. They have drink specials that include $2 Miller Lite, $3 Peroni, and $4 house wines. They have a big wraparound bar, and they got plenty of big screen TVs. So La Scala's the place to watch your Eagles games. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room as we broadcast live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Billy Schwein, former Eagles tight end Ken Dunek, Josh Hennig, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio.
Having Christian out there makes it a lot tougher for defense. It's just a matchup nightmare.
Hand off McCaffrey, right into the end zone, and touchdown. Wow.
Fresh off their bye weeks, Christian McCaffrey and the San Francisco 49ers head to Jacksonville to face Trevor Lawrence and the AFC South leading Jaguars.
Touchdown! 67 yards on a quarterback draw for Trevor Lawrence.
Coverage begins at noon Eastern with kickoff at 1 Eastern.
It's NFL Sunday on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents
The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunek, and I'm the current publisher of Jerseyman and Phillyman magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey folks, we got big news and a small disclaimer. It's Springfield Mitsubishi Atlantic City, but it's actually in Pleasantville. We got a secret stash of pre-owned budget-friendly cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got it all, even cars with stories more interesting than your great aunt's last vacation. Swing by Springfield Mitsubishi AC. New location, new laughs, and lots of used cars to choose from. Visit us at SpringfieldMitsubishiAC.com and experience the sure way to buy a car.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back here broadcasting live for the Caesar Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Billy Schwein, former Eagles tight end and current publisher of the Jerseyman and Phillyman magazine. Ken Dunek is with us. And, of course, Josh Hennig, co-hosting, wearing two hats, producing, co-hosting. We got Danny Ryan back at the studio. But now it's time for our Keys to the Game with Scott Grayson, brought to you by Blitz's Market, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and they have vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the Locker Room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. That's Blitz's Markets, 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Go down there and say hello to Dave and Joe Newman. And the $5 game day hoagie is backed by popular demand, so get down there for that. Now let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome in our good buddy, Scott Grayson. How you doing, Scott?
I'm good, Billy. How are you?
I was thinking about giving you the weekend off since it's the bye week, but we need Grayson's grades. Now, you know, during the football season, you do Grayson's grades for 97.3 ESPN.com. You're with Mike Gill and the Sports Bash, 97.3 ESPN for Grayson's grades. I want today Grayson's midterm grades. You're your Professor Grayson today. And before we get started, Scott, we have former Eagles tight end Ken Dunek with us. And, of course, Josh Hennig. We're ready to hear what you think at the Eagles at the break.
Well, I mean, you got to give them an A for what they've done. I mean, it's all about results. It's a results-based league. They are 8-1. They've won 8 of their 9 games. It's an A performance. But how they've gotten there has been frustrating, I think, to say the least, for a lot of people, because they have not yet played a complete game. They haven't really played anything close to it. And they've won 8 of the 9 games despite that. So you have to look at it, sit back and say, wow, this is great. They hit this bye at a great time because they are banged up. They're going to be missing some guys for a little while that they're going to have to work around. And that's kind of been the theme of what they've had to do. I mean, their secondary has just been piecemealed week to week to week to week, ever really since Avonte Maddox went down. So they've just been trying to find and plug holes like a leak in a dam. And, it's been a work in progress has been the best way to put it. And it's just guys trying to get used to working with each other back there. So, but I would say they've got an A at this point for sure. 8-1 best record in the NFL. But frankly, what they've done so far doesn't matter. What they will do is how their season will ultimately be defined.
We're talking with Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News. I said that I basically said the same thing to Ken. Like, am I spoiled? Because I mean, they're 8-1. They haven't done it pretty, but am I spoiled? And he said, Ken, you said it's a learning process. They're learning while they're winning.
Sure. What do you think, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the biggest thing is, I think it's a good thing they have not yet played their best football, because we've seen it before, right? Teams that look unbeatable in the first half of the season fall apart because they peak too early and they can't maintain that. They don't know how to maintain that. It's just too hard in a week-to-week league like this that you just can't keep playing at that level. So you eventually get knocked off and you try to find your way back up to where you were. I think it's good that the Eagles, frankly, haven't played that way. I love that the players, they realize it. They talk like it after every game. Like, we won. It's great. We got the W. But we did not play a complete game again, whether it's penalties, whether it's the offense not staying on the field, whether it's the defense not being able to get off the field. Whatever it is, they've addressed it, they recognize it, and they realize that they haven't yet nailed it. And again, I think that's a great thing. How many times did we see when Andy was here? It was November, they'd build towards a solid December that led into a playoff run in January. This is going to be important to me, how they come out of it. They've got a brutal schedule, but it's going to be great for them to learn things about themselves in this next stretch and to figure out, really, they can't afford to not play a complete game because they're going to get beat by these teams if they don't. So I think it's going to be great. I think it's like I said, the bye came at a great time. They're coming off a solid win over the Cowboys. Got a little scary at the end, but they got the win. And they set themselves up great in the division, which you can't get the 1 seed without winning your division. So I think, frankly, I'm glad they haven't played their best football yet. I think there's a lot of room to grow. Which is scary for the rest of the league when you say an 8-1 team has a lot of room to grow. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in this next stretch of these teams really trying to pick apart this team and find weaknesses. The Eagles have done a great job of managing that. It's been really fun to watch.
Scott, you mentioned managing it. I think one of the things people want to know about managing it is obviously a conversation we just had earlier in the show is Jalen Hurts. Obviously, he's been dealing with a knee issue. He's played it down. The Eagles have played it down. But, Scott, the last 3 games, he had 8 touchdowns and 1 interception. He started finding a little rhythm there right before the bye week. So what are your thoughts on Hurts? Because this is 2 straight years now. He starts out very slow, and he picks up as the year goes along.
The interesting thing to see here, Josh, is the way that he has handled the knee and the way that if you look at his stats, frankly, since the knee injury, he is passing better. He's throwing the ball better. He is working to throw the ball out of the pocket better. He is what's impressed me is that despite the knee, I was really worried about his mobility. Whenever the pocket starts to collapse, he has enough mobility still in it that he can get out of the pocket and at least buy some time to either find somebody or throw it away. And he's even been able to run for 3-4 yards. So, do you have to worry about that burst if you're an opponent that Jalen showed last year and that all his rushing yards were? No, you probably don't have to worry about that now. And I'm curious to see if teams will spy him still or not. Frankly, I wouldn't. You just got to be aware that when he breaks the pocket, you got to be disciplined and stay and keep an eye on him. But, it's going to be interesting to see how they play him with this knee because I really don't see this getting much better. But on the plus side, I don't see, and the reason why I think he's been able to play through it is somebody must have told him, look, you're not really going to be able to hurt it worse. unless you get a hit like the Cowboys almost put on him there. That frankly, I was surprised he didn't even miss a play. But with him, Josh, it is impressive the way that his passing is. It almost seems to get better due to the knee injury, which is crazy. But he's a crazy kind of freak athlete, and it's again fun to watch him work through this stuff, to watch him continue to develop. And I think he is going to be a key as to whether or not they win some of these tough games they have coming up. I mean, as he goes, they will go. And frankly, they've won despite some of the turnovers he went through there in a couple games in a row. Some not his fault. But I think he's found a way to sort of stabilize it all. And frankly, I think he's become a better passer because he isn't able to run as well. He's keeping his eyes downfield more because he's looking for that as opposed to trying to get out and maybe let his legs take him somewhere.
We're talking with Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News. We get the keys to the game brought to you by Blitz's Markets. I mean, you talk about Jalen Hurts dropping dimes. I mean, you put that ball right in there to Devontae Smith. How pretty was that, Ken?
Yeah, it was a big-time throw, and I really think Jalen is going to be one of the all-time greats. I wanted to mention to you, Scott, that I was looking up something on Twitter, and by the end of the year, Brandon Graham, Jason Kelsey, and Fletcher Cox will be 1, 2, 3 in games played in Eagles history.
Wow.
And when you think about the character of a football team, think about Brandon Graham, a 14-year veteran, came off an Achilles injury 2 years ago, makes, in my opinion, the biggest play of the game with that sack last week. So, it's really a special era in Eagles football right now.
No, that's a great point. And it's I think a credit to Howie. What they've done is they've kept a core of veterans, okay? And with those guys, the locker room has maintained its, the leadership and the chemistry because it's driven from those veterans down. And then you look at the younger players that they've brought in that are talented, and they've paired up a Jalen Carter with a Fletcher Cox. Fletcher's taken Jalen under his wing and said, and they've told him, you have to kind of usher Jalen Carter into how to be a pro. And look at the results. I mean, it's gone well. You got to give Fletcher credit in how he's been able to mentor him and frankly, go out there himself and show him how to do it, right? Leading by example is such a big thing, too. Anybody can run their mouth, right, and try to be a vocal leader, but really great leaders lead by example as well. And I think Fletch is leading Jalen Carter pretty well by example. And then you look at the other, veterans like, Hassan Reddick. And then we talk about young players, and we talk about him already like he is such a grizzly veteran, but Jalen Hurts is still so young. But he is a leader on the team. And so what I think they've done well is they've incorporated these veterans and these older leaders, and they've shown these younger guys how it goes to be a pro, how it should be, how you work to build that team chemistry. And then they're building that with these younger guys up too. Devontae Smith, another young guy who's learning from, AJ Brown's not old, but he's a veteran, and you can learn from that. It's great to see the way they've got different tiers and levels of leadership and experience in that locker room. And I think that is not a mistake. I think their chemistry is because of all of that. And those great leaders, the three guys you mentioned, Ken, they deserve a ton of credit for what they've really helped build here and in that locker room. And it is going to be a sad day when they're no longer dressing up week to week. But, really enjoy what we've got while they're there, because those guys are really special.
And we were all worried about on the sidelines game 1 or 2, and Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown got into a little discussion.
You were worried.
A little discussion. But
people
also,
like Billy are worried
winning
about those
cures
things.
Everything, Scott Grayson. Now, Scott, of course, it's a bye week, so we can't get your prediction for today. But I want to ask you, what is your prediction for the next 5 games? Everybody's talking about how these next 5 games, how crucial they are. You're playing the best of the rest, I should say. What will make you happy, Scott?
Yeah, 5-0 would make me happy, Billy. You look at it though realistically, and at the Chiefs, let's be honest. And Andy's coming off a bye as well, and we all know what Andy Reid does off a bye. And so as much as I want to believe the Eagles can go out there and win a game, and I think they can, I don't think these Chiefs are as good as they've been. But it's a tough place to win, and you've got to go out there and try to take a game from them. To me, I don't know that they necessarily win next week. I have to dive deeper into it as we get closer. But, what would make me happy? Frankly, because of what they've done in the first half, they've given themselves a cushion here where if you go 3-2 in these next 5, you're just fine. You're just fine. And to me, I think that's kind of the goal. Go 3-2 in these next 5. 4-1 would be a bonus. And heck, you go 5-0 and everybody is really scared of you. So let's just see what happens.
That sounds good to me, Scott. Well, listen, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We really appreciate you, and we'll look forward to talking to you next Sunday as we get ready for Chiefs-Eagles on Monday night.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott.
All right, you got it, guys. Have a good one.
There he is, Scott Grayson on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. Of course, we get the keys to the game with Scott Grayson, sponsored by Blitz's Market, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. That's Blitz's Markets, 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Go down there and say hello to Dave and Joe Newman. Tell them the locker room sent you.
We are here at the Caesars Sportsbook inside Tropicana in Atlantic City every Sunday. This is your ultimate game day experience and destination. They're waiting for you at Caesars Sportsbook at Tropicana Atlantic City for you to come and watch and bet on your favorite teams all season long. With 180 seats, VIP booths, and massive screens, the Caesars Sportsbook at Tropicana is the place to be. Book your experience now at Caesars.com/AC.
All right, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jerseyman and Phillyman magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunek. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1 as we broadcast live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Billy Schwein, Ken Dunek, and Josh Hennig right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Today on Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL. Longtime NFC East foes collide in Week 10 as the Dallas Cowboys host the New York Giants. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join Kevin Ray, Danny White, myself for all the action as the Cowboys look to bounce back with a divisional win. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
It's NFL Sunday on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins after Game 1 of our triple header.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Hey, it's number 59, Seth joining. Birds football, best time of the year. Bet Parks is the official casino and sportsbook app I recommend. Join me and download the Bet Parks app right now. When you open the Bet Parks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moment. The anticipation of another face card, the thrill of an extra spin, and the joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun. You love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
Must be 21 in Indiana, New Jersey, Ohio, Maryland. Gambling problem. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Joe Conklin from Conklin's Comedy Night at Parks Casino, and I'm psyched to cheer on the Philadelphia 76ers this season with Parks, the official local casino partner of the 76ers. Parks Casino is #1 with the hottest live tables and slots, great dining and bars, and the best live entertainment in the region. Need a fun and exciting game day destination? Get into Parks to watch your favorite teams in the Liberty Bell Gastropub or the Beer Garden. Visit parkscasino.com. This is how you win. This is how you win. 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
With Black Friday appliance savings all month long at the Home Depot, we're making the holidays merrier by making holiday hosting easier with our lowest prices of the year on Whirlpool kitchen appliances. Get everything you need to store all your holiday favorites
Dinner's ready.
And the leftovers with top brand kitchen appliances at a great value. Save up to $2,300 on select kitchen packages, including top brands like Whirlpool with Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card, good for use at Chico & Sons in Northfield for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
Seizethedeal.com.
Now, more of the Locker Room. And free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. It's the place to be. Billy Schwein, former Eagles tight end and current publisher of the Jerseyman and Phillyman magazine. Ken Dunek is with us today. And, of course, Josh Hennig. And Ken, how important you played in the NFL? I mean, you guys, as big as you are, but you still get banged and bruised. It's a tough physical game.
Yeah.
How important is it for these guys to get a bye this time of year?
Well, it's important. We didn't have buys back in the day. We had to grind it out.
But you only played 14. Well, I don't say only 14 games because it was a grind.
We played 16.
Oh, did you play in 80?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
when did they change that? When was that, Josh?
I don't remember.
When did they go from 14 to 16 games?
That would be. Now I got to double check, but I believe that was the early 90s. Let me double check.
Oh, you might be right.
I think you did 14.
You might be. We might have only done. I remember in the USFL we did 17 or 18.
Okay.
So
I believe it was 18 in the USFL.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
Nevertheless, you got it. I mean,
but here's the deal.
Body needs to heal.
Listen. My rookie year training camp was 7 weeks, 2 days every day. I lost 24 pounds my rookie year in training camp. Then you're ready for a vacation, and the season's about to start when this shit gets real. So, I mean, so the bye week for these guys gives them a chance to rest and heal. Big time for Jalen Hurts. What I really like about this bye week is that Travis Kelce is spending in Argentina
did you see
with
that?
Taylor Swift. So I don't know if he's going to be up to snuff next week.
Oh, I think he'll
when
be
is
fine.
that going to become a distraction for the Chiefs? Could it be,
you
could
know,
it be next Monday night?
Every game she's been at, he's had his best games of the season.
I know.
Wouldn't you?
Well,
if Taylor Swift was there to see you, wouldn't you play well?
Did you see that picture on social media of him and her? Travis Kelce was in her Learjet, her private jet. It's pretty big. It was a pretty big private jet.
Well, my favorite video is after she was done the concert, she runs up to him and jumped on.
Yeah, face planted him too.
Yeah,
as a matter of
exactly.
fact. Yeah,
Strong face plant.
Exactly.
No, by the way, it went back to the NFL switched to 16 games from 1978 to 89. But the issue was that it was played over 16 weeks, not 17 weeks.
Right.
So the bye week came in after 89 because of the players' negotiation after the strike.
Right.
We were talking yesterday's program with Dave Clemick. Of course, he played for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he played for your favorite coach, Dick Vermeil. Talking about your football, unlike you get all week to prepare. You got all week to get hyped up for the game. The hockey and baseball's played every night. Basketball and hockey every couple of days, right? But football, you get that whole week to build up for the game and get ready for it. It means so much each and every week.
Well, that's why practice is so important.
Right.
I'll tell you one thing that Dick Vermeil did. He was very tough. I mean, it was physical practices, but if you were playing Dallas or you were playing somebody important, he would lighten up. It would be shorts and shoulders. Oh, yeah. It was the only time he ever lightened up because he wanted us to be fresh. If we were playing the Saints, we were doing 3-hour scrimmages every week. But he knew if we had a big opponent that he didn't have to worry about us getting ready. He knew we were going to be ready, and he let us freshen up our body.
You grew up in what? Memphis? Where did you grow up?
I'm from Chicago. Went to school in Memphis. Yeah.
Okay, so you're not from this area. When you did you realize how much Dallas Week means to the fans?
I didn't. I really didn't. I didn't know.
Talk to us about how that affects the players, or knowing that it means so much to the fans in the city.
I didn't know a whole lot about, to be honest with you, Philadelphia Eagles football when I got here. I was a Chicago Bears fan, having grown up in Chicago, and it just a situation where I get here. And Dick Vermeil's focus is really, of course, winning every game, but especially Dallas, because they were the torchbearers of the division for many years. So there was there was always an emphasis on beating Dallas. So when those weeks came about, you could tell, as intense as Vermeil was, he gave it a little bit extra. He was really all in on that game, and they were fun games to be a part of.
Well, I'll tell you what, last week was a big week, big win for the Eagles last week, Josh. It's always fun to beat Dallas, but we got that behind us, and now we have this next stretch coming up. We're going to have to wait and see, but we're in a good spot, Josh. I mean,
listen, being 8-1 means if you do lose a game, it's not the end of the world.
Right. You got a little cushion.
Yeah.
All right. Hour 1's in the books. Hour 2's ahead of us. We're going to talk with Victoria, the manager here at the Caesar Sportsbook, coming up to tell us what's coming on up in the next couple of weeks. We're going to talk with Mike Carlin, who went to the Penn State Michigan game, and, of course, the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant. All that
and more.
It's the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Josh Hennig, Ken Dunek right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The Sports Bash is having its biggest party of the year, and it's bigger than ever. 99 Bottles is back Wednesday, November 22nd at the world-famous Anchorage Tavern, 823 Bay Avenue in Summers Point. 99 bottles, 99 pairs of tickets, 99 winners. This year, we don't have just one pair, but 2 pairs of tickets to see the Eagles play at the Link in club box seats, plus Sixers tickets, Flyers tickets, tickets to see an upcoming show at the Ocean Casino Resort, Eagles tailgate party tickets with Philly Sports Trip, and more.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just listen every hour to the Sports Bash and game night for your cue to call till Friday, November 17th. You must be present to win at the world-famous Anchorage Tavern, 823 Bay Avenue in Summers Point on Wednesday, November 22nd to pick your bottle. 99 tickets, 99 winners at this year's 99 Bottles Party with the Sports Bash on 97.3 ESPN. It's all brought to you by the Sports Bash and the Anchorage Tavern in Summers Point.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
With Black Friday savings all month long at the Home Depot, you get all the jingle bells and whistles you could wish for with LG appliances. With America's most reliable line of appliances per independent consumer study, you can take holiday doing to holiday done and always be ready to handle last-minute holiday guests. Save up to $900 on select laundry sets with Black Friday savings, including top brands like LG at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Exergen thermometers are the smart choice when selecting a thermometer. With children back at school, keeping them healthy is important. Got a fever? Stay home. To detect fever accurately at home, you need a fast, non-invasive, and clinically accurate thermometer. The Exergen thermometer is backed by over 100 clinical studies. Accuracy matters. Be smart and safe. Measure accurately with Exergen thermometers. Available at Walmart and other participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com. That's Exergen.com.
Hey guys, are you afraid of taking off your shirt in public? Don't be embarrassed. Just say, I love Lyle back instead. With male breast reduction, many men develop a fullness in their chest as boys that persists and even worsens as they get older. This condition is called gynecomastia, and with simple liposuction, most cases can be effectively treated. Call 856-MAKEOVER today to schedule your time with Dr. Lyle M. Back. That's 856-MAKEOVER. Or visit ilovelyle.com.
A town square media station serving all of South Jersey. This is 97.3 ESPN. home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
He is hit. He stumbles. He's down.
WENJ HD Millville, Atlantic City.
Set. 83.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana for Week 9 here in the Week 10 in the NFL. Sorry, Week 10 in the NFL.
You okay there, Bill?
Yeah, it's the Eagles bye week, and we're here at the Sportsbook, and of course we're joined today the former NFL Eagle tight end Ken Dunek. Of course, he's the current publisher of the Jerseyman and Phillyman magazine. Ken, good to see you. And Josh Hennig, and we got hour 2 here. We're going to start off with the beverage manager here at the Tropicana. And then at the bottom of the hour, we'll talk with Mike, oh my God, I'm drawing a
Mike
blank.
Carlin's at 11:15. He's
go.
calling
Straight
us.
me out, Josh. Straight me out.
He was at the Penn State game
Right.
yesterday. Then at 11:30 is the fantasy football
Thank
guru,
you.
Brian Hartley.
There you
And then
go.
before the end of the show, Ryan Litley will
See
come
that?
over from Chickies and Pete's to talk with us.
Paul, that's why I have Josh here to straighten me out when I make mistakes. But right now, let's welcome in Victoria. She's the general manager, the beverage general manager. And hello, Victoria. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
All right. We love being here.
I love you guys
We
being here.
love being here at the Caesars Sportsbook.
sure about that?
Yeah, most of the time it's pretty okay.
But Victoria, you guys got so much happening here at the Caesars. Everything's centrally located.
Yes.
I mean, you got the Sportsbook, Chickies and Pete's, Hooters. This is the place to be. But you also have a lot of stuff coming up. You want to tell us about it?
Sure. So holidays are getting into full swing here at Tropicana. This Friday coming up, we're going to be doing our tree lighting, which is super exciting for the property.
That's cool, yeah.
Haven't had the tree in the quarter for a couple years now, so welcoming back the tree and super excited to have that. We also have Thanksgiving coming up, so we'll be doing Hash House specials and El Verde specials for Thanksgiving. And then my personal favorite is going to be the pop-up bar that's coming to Tango's.
Oh, wow. That sounds like fun.
So Christmas decorations, theme specials, bar specials. It's going to be opening on Black Friday, so the 24th, I think, this year.
Yep.
And it'll run through New Year. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
We noticed throughout the football season, what a great crowd you guys get here at the Sportsbook. It's just that you feel like a part of the action when you're here.
It does get crazy in here sometimes. Sometimes I try to stay away just because I know my ears are going to hurt afterwards, but it's always a good time.
You have your drink specials. You guys, tell us about some of your drink specials.
So the buckets we do bye week this week, so no Eagle specials today, but the $36.99 bucket.
Well, we got to give the people a break because we're 8-1 here at the break. They want a respite.
And then we also do our regular buckets of beer, the non-alc specials. We have the tight end drink.
That's what Ken Dunek was. He was a tight end.
What's a tight end drink?
Would you like one? Would you like me to bring it
give
over?
a tight end.
Yeah, I don't even care. I don't even care what it is. Bring
give
it.
a tight end drink. He's a tight end.
Who cares?
Former Eagles tight end Ken Dunek. And we have to have a tight end drink for him. But you guys do a great job down here. We want to thank you so much for having us here, and we look forward to the next few weeks here at the at Caesars in the Tropicana and for all the action.
Yes, very excited.
All right, Victoria, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, there she is, Victoria. She's the general manager here at the beverage general manager, and she keeps us up to date on what's going on at the Caesars Sports. You should see the crowds here, Ken.
I'll bet.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, usually around 12 they start loading in, and it's like a collection of.
Last
football
week we had a crowd here because the 9:30 game was a good
Well, it
game.
was
I mean,
Dolphins
Dolphins
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Right.
Place was packed.
Right.
And you know what we like about this place too, Ken? you get a myriad of jerseys. You don't just get like.
That's what I was saying before you interrupted.
Yeah, it's like right. I mean, you have jerseys. We had Cowboys, Dolphins, Redskins, Giants, Washington. You name it, we have them here.
And it's a funny collection because you'll see like, wait, somebody bought that person's jersey.
Yeah. We even had Pittsburgh Jack Lambert walking around here. A few Lambert jerseys.
That's going back to my day.
Yeah,
Jack Lambert.
He was a tough guy, right?
Yeah, he was pretty tough. Yeah, no teeth.
Yeah. So he was he? Would you say he was more scary to look at or to play against?
To be honest with you, Jack Lambert was only about 6'2", 215 or 20 pounds.
Is that right?
Yeah. He was much smaller than you.
So
would
he was
think.
but he was.
I blindsided him one time. I knocked him down, and he spit all over me.
Ken, name some of the tougher. We talked about Lawrence Taylor, but talk to us about some of the tougher guys that you had.
Well, I mean, the best was Reggie White.
Right.
Reggie White was a rookie in the USFL when I played for
Is
the
that right?
Philadelphia Stars. He played for the Memphis Showboats for the first 2 years, and there wasn't a stronger guy that ever put on a football uniform. Played against some pretty good players. I remember I started a preseason game in 1980 against the Jets and had to block Mark Gastineau, and yeah, he was pretty tough, and played against guys like Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
And it was just
when you mentioned Earl Campbell, the one vision that I picture it captured in my mind is when Earl Campbell hit. It was a linebacker from the Rams in the chest.
Yeah,
that just caved his chest in and ran right over. Who was that? Isaiah?
I don't remember who the linebacker was.
It was number 50.
But I can tell you this: his legs were the size of tree trunks. And when I saw Jalen Hurts at practice this year, his legs reminded me of Earl Campbell.
Right?
This guy does so much work in the weight room, and that's why that tush push works so well, because his legs are so strong. Then he gets the bump from behind, and it's really an unstoppable play.
And that's why he works out also with the O lineman. Lane Johnson has them come over to his garage and work out with him because he can keep up with the O lineman.
Hey, did Jaworski take you guys out to dinner when you kept them sack free? Like, would he reward you guys, or the salary weren't that big?
I'm not allowed to say.
Well, you hear about that when
that falls under
when a running back gets over 100 yards,
Listen,
he takes you out.
I love Jaws, but he doesn't exactly throw it around, if you know what I mean.
He threw the ball around. Josh, you hear about running backs go over 100, 150 yards, they buy the offensive lineman dinner.
Well, like the famous story is like, Emmitt Smith would buy his O-line every year, like, matching gifts. Like one year he bought them all like driving lawnmowers, each one of them with like customized stuff on them. And another year he bought all of them like customized, boots and stuff. So like, yeah, there's all kinds of, I've heard stories like that. Barry Sanders, the one year he bought his O-line, I believe was each one of them a car basically.
Well, the money was a little bit different back when I played too. By the way, here's a trivia question. Minimum salary in the NFL in 1980, and who was the highest paid player in football in 1980?
I'm going to say the minimum salary. I'll go first, Josh. You go last.
All right.
I'll say the minimum salary in the NFL in 1980 was $75,000.
What do you say, Josh? It's seven. I think it's 720 now.
Yeah,
right?
it's like 725 or something like that. I would say the minimum salary would have been. I'm gonna go with 90,000. I'm gonna go a little higher.
The minimum salary in NFL in 1980 was 25,000.
What?
Now,
wow.
Now, who was the highest paid player in the league? And here's a hint: he played for the Philadelphia Eagles. The highest paid player in pro football in 1980.
Bill Bergey.
Bill Bergey's correct.
Good
job.
How about that?
You know what his salary was?
$250,000.
$350,000. Highest paid player in the league. What is that? Right? What is Mahomes the highest paid player now? What does he make? Like 20, 25?
Depending on what year it is, he makes between 40 and 55 million. It goes up and down.
40, 55 a year.
40 to 55.
That's beautiful. What a great
Bergey came from Cincinnati, right? He played for the Bengals.
He played for the Bengals. Yeah, he went to Arkansas State.
Ken, I'd like to ask you this then. So, from when you played, from like 1980 to now, name your top 5 meanest guys. Would you say?
Well,
since you played in the NFL.
Well, Lambert was right up there.
He spit on you, so you'll never forget that.
I tell you, who was the meanest guy I ever saw, and he played a little bit before me. It was Dick Butkus.
And he just passed away.
Yeah, was the meanest guy I ever saw.
Not only you see footage of him, not only would he tackle you, he'd rub your head and his elbow in your face.
He was trying to hurt you. He was trying to. The other guy who tried to hurt you was Ronnie Lott. You took your life in your own hands when you went across the middle against a guy like Ronnie Lott. There was listen, back in the day, they didn't protect receivers like they do now. You were fair game if you went over the middle, so you knew your life was in your hands. You talk about developing really good peripheral vision, man. Your eyes were going 360, looking for people to take.
Ken, you have any animosity with the fact that when you played to now, like you'd be think if you played now, that you'd be more protected, you'd be making more money.
Yeah, but I'd be in a higher tax bracket.
But can I get back to really quick, back to what Ken was saying before? Like, we have to look at some of those players differently than we do, because like people have such recency bias. Like, when people talk about, because Travis Kelce is moving up all those tight end charts, Kellen Winslow Sr. would be the greatest tight end on the planet today. Because back then he was getting bracket coverage and shoved off the line and everything. Like, you look at I look at the guys back then, like, I always, Billy, people like Billy make fun of me, Ken, but like, Burt Jones won the NFL MVP in 1976. That dude was a mobile quarterback. Guys like him and Roger Staubach would probably be the dominant forces in the league today.
Well, especially when you talk about the tight end position, that's changed. The tight ends didn't flex out back then. You're basically a glorified blocker, and if you got the ball thrown to you 3 or 4 times a game, it was a bonus. So the position has changed. Zach Ertz wasn't a great blocker, but was probably one of the greatest tight ends in Eagles history. So the evolution of the tight end.
How about Keith Jackson? Was he?
Keith Jackson was a really good player. He could block and he could catch. And
I think he was like the first tight end that really was like that. Both two tools, like blocking.
Well, I like to consider myself the very first Billy.
Well, I was going to say to me, the first guy that
I remember.
If I'm going through the history annals, Mike Ditka. Because when he got to the Bears, they told him, "We're going to run you out in routes." And I remember him telling the story. He was like, "You're going to do what?"
By the way, another mean guy too on the football field. Ditka was nasty.
All right, on the other side, we're going to talk with Mike Carlin. Was up at the Penn State Michigan game. He's on his way home, so we'll get a little flavor from him and see how it was. Even Penn State took the loss. We'll still get his thoughts on what he saw. And then at the bottom of the hour, we'll talk with the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant at Summers Point. I want to remind people, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point.
Experience the best of the NFL season right here at Tropicana Atlantic City with the Caesars Sportsbook and multiple bars all under one roof. Tropicana is the ultimate game day destination. Bring your friends, grab a beer, and cheer on your favorite teams. Now's the time to make a game plan and reserve your seats. Whether it's for the holiday season or to cheer on your favorite football team, learn more at Caesars.com/AC.
I'm here to tell you about the Stand Insurance Group. SIG Protection. Are the what-ifs keeping you up at night? Life is full of surprises, but with Stand Insurance Group, you'll never be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, or business, Stand will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com for a free quote today. That's sigprotection.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here. We'll talk with Mike Carlin as we broadcast live for the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Former Eagles tight end Ken Dunek, Billy Schwein, Josh Hennig right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show. No birds this weekend, but we'll start to get you ready for the Eagles and Chiefs Super Bowl rematch. We'll take a look at the Sixers weekend against the Pistons and the Pacers. It's the final week for you to enter this year's 99 Bottles party. We added a trip to see the Phillies play in Baltimore.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunek, and I'm the current publisher of Jerseyman and Phillyman magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey, it's number 59, Seth joining. Join me on the Bet Parks Sportsbook app, and you're in the zone. Bet Parks is the official casino and sportsbook app of the real Philly fan and the only app I recommend. Bet more than the score. Bet player performances like total passing and rushing yards. Bet total team touchdowns. Bet who scores a touchdown. And nobody does live in-game betting better than Bet Parks. Bet on the action as it happens. Join me right now and download the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app. New customers make a winning $10 bet and get $125 in bonus sportsbook bets back. Must be a winning bet, and bonus bets must be wagered once. The Bet Parks Sportsbook is the only sports betting app that I recommend. Live betting, parlays, props, teasers, they have it all. Like me, I'm sure that you love to play, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
Must be 21 in NBA, New Jersey, Ohio, Maryland. Now 1-800-GAMBLER.
With Black Friday appliance savings all month long at the Home Depot, we're making the holidays merrier by making holiday hosting easier with our lowest prices of the year on Whirlpool kitchen appliances. Get everything you need to store all your holiday favorites
Dinner's ready.
and the leftovers with top brand kitchen appliances at a great value. Save up to $2,300 on select kitchen packages, including top brands like Whirlpool with Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
You're listening to The Locker Room with on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Caesar Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Billy Schwein, former Eagles tight end and current publisher of the Jerseyman and Phillyman magazine, Ken Dunek, and Josh Hennig and I are broadcasting live here as we do each and every Sunday. This is great. But before we bring up Mike Carlin, Victoria, the manager here of the beverage manager, she brought us she brought Ken Dunek the tight end, but she was courteous enough, good enough to bring us all drinks.
Can't drink alone.
This is the tight end drink, and it is fabulous. What's in it?
So it's going to be our bullet bourbon, and then it's also ginger beer and lime.
Woo! Ken, you like that?
Tight end will make you loose. Be careful. Be very careful.
Thank you so much,
You're very
Victoria. It was
welcome.
very delicious. This drink is going down too easy. I'm worried.
Be careful.
All right, Victoria, we wanted to say thank you. All right, let's go to the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome in our good buddy, my co-host, on Sundays throughout the football season. He went to the Penn State Michigan game. Let's welcome into the locker room, Mike Carlin. Hello, Mike. Well, Victoria just gave us the tight end drink, and I'm telling you, Mike, it's phenomenal, man. Wow, that's saying a lot.
Yep. Wow. Well, here, Mike, here's the thing, though. Jimbo Fisher's getting fired at Texas A&M. The news just came out this morning, and they owe him about $70 million. So, I mean, these schools find money in weird places. So, I mean, if Texas A&M can find the money to buy out Jimbo Fisher, I'm sure that if Penn State tried hard enough, they might be able to find money under a rock.
Well, the thing is about frankly, Penn State will never get past Michigan or Ohio State.
Not with him there.
With him there.
No.
With his philosophy.
Right.
No. It was an old-fashioned. Maybe that's why it was a 12 o'clock game, because the executives knew that it was going to be an old school Big Ten run, smash mouth football game.
It was put at 12 because it was the big noon Fox game of the week. It was their marquee game, and that was before Jim Harbaugh got suspended.
Yeah.
And Mike, you might not have seen it, but after the game, the assistant coach, he was crying and he was dropping multiple F-bombs on national television about how emotional he was about them winning, and the players, the players really were bought in. And I got to tell you guys, as soon as I saw the players come off the bus wearing the Michigan versus the world shirts, I knew Penn State was in trouble, because when you get a group of kids to buy in like that, there's nothing like it. Yep. Both. Right.
Well, it's another disappointing end towards the end of the season. I mean, they'll make a bowl game, but it's not going to be. It's going to be anticlimactic. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Yep. What do you mean? Right. Right. We got cachet up in Penn State.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Mike, that's a great one, man. Well, listen, I'm glad you got cachet and get home so we have you here next week at the Caesars Sportsbook for NFL Sundays. There he is, Mike Carlin on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. You know all about that, Ken. When you play for the Eagles, I'm sure you can walk in anywhere.
It's all who you know, man. It's all who you. And by the way, I have an NFC championship ring.
I love it.
I got much better looking to women when they saw this. It was amazing to me how the transformation was almost instantaneous.
They probably had
they had a couple of tight ends, which helped too. And we were in business.
A couple of these tight end drinks don't make anybody look good.
We were in business.
Ken, what's something about when you win in town here? You could probably walk on water forever, right?
No, it was pretty cool. There were many times when we would go into restaurants in South Philly and mysteriously the check would disappear.
Right.
And people were so kind to us, and it was important back then because we weren't making any money. So getting a free dinner was a big deal. But
you talk about Bobby Clark and the Flyers, right?
Yeah.
Those guys are. They can go anywhere they want, pretty much, and
Well,
they walk on water.
But
Right?
they always hung out at Rexy's.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, some of the guys today, because they, Ken, you talk about how much money you guys made then versus now.
Yeah.
I know of stories, for example, of Jason Kelsey. He loves to come down to Seattle with his family. He won't let people give him free food.
Yeah,
is that right?
He
nice.
insists on paying, and he says, listen, let me pay. Let me take a picture and tag your business online and stuff. Let me give back to the community,
Yeah, that is great.
and he's not the only one. I've heard of other stories of guys who they won't take the free.
Ken make a good point. I mean, the money wasn't there like it is
Right.
now,
What I'm saying is that these guys could do that. Listen, these guys could. Jason Kelsey should never have to pay for anything ever again. The dude is guy's going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame one day.
No doubt.
He's all-time Eagles legend. But he says, no, I'm going to pay for my food because I can afford it.
All right. Victoria gave us our drink, so we're walking on water here right now, too. Hey, I want to remind people, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark.
Yeah, I got some good bourbon there over at Circle Liquor.
They do. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. That Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Tell them the Locker Room sent you.
Just because it's almost the holidays doesn't mean that you can't get in on the action here at Tropicana Atlantic City. Rake in the savings with incredible hotel deals, including the new restaurants, and revel in exciting nightlife and entertainment. Book your Tropicana getaway today at Caesars.com/AC.
Let me tell you about La Scala's Beach House. La Scala's is in Brigantine. They open up this summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. Open Wednesday through Sunday from they're open from Wednesday through Sunday from 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. Every Thursday night is Brigantine night. They have live music 6 to 9. One free signature pizza per table. Drink specials include $2 Miller Lite, $3 Peroni, and $4 house wines. They've got big screen TVs, a wraparound bar. It's the place to watch Eagles football. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll talk with the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Ken Dunek, Josh Hennig, as we broadcast live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Today on Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL. Longtime NFC East foes collide in Week 10 as the Dallas Cowboys host the New York Giants. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join Kevin Ray, Danny White, myself for all the action as the Cowboys look to bounce back with a divisional win. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
It's NFL Sunday on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins after Game 1 of our triple header.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Hey guys, are you afraid of taking off your shirt in public? Don't be embarrassed. Just say, I love Lyle back instead. With male breast reduction, many men develop a fullness in their chest as boys that persists and even worsens as they get older. This condition is called gynecomastia, and with simple liposuction, most cases can be effectively treated. Call 856-MAKEOVER today to schedule your time with Dr. Lyle M. Back. That's 856-MAKEOVER. Or visit ilovelyle.com.
With Black Friday savings all month long at the Home Depot, you get all the jingle bells and whistles you could wish for with LG appliances. With America's most reliable line of appliances per independent consumer study, you can take holiday doing to holiday done and always be ready to handle last-minute holiday guests. Save up to $900 on select laundry sets with Black Friday savings, including top brands like LG. At the Home Depot, how doers get more done.
It's Springfield, Mississippi, actually in Pleasantville. We got a secret stash of pre-owned budget-friendly cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got it all, even cars with stories more interesting than your great aunt's latest vacation. Swing by Springfield Mitsubishi AC. New location, new laughs, and lots of used cars to choose from. Visit us at SpringfieldMitsubishiAC.com and experience the sure way to buy a car.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back here broadcasted live inside the Tropicana at the Caesars Sportsbook. This is the place to be for all your NFL action. Big screen TVs, huge. They're clear, crystal clear, Josh. This is the place that the enthusiasm is building, and, of course, there'll be a big crowd here. We have Ken, former Eagle, tight end, Ken Dunek is with us today, and Ken, I want to thank you for coming out and spending some time with us today.
Good to see you, man. Listen, I used to do this all the time. I'm a little busy now, but anytime I can come down.
A little busy? You're a little busy?
A little busy. You just had your unmasking.
We did.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, it's our big event of the year. We raised $18,000 for charity.
That's awesome. 425
people showed up, and it was a great night honoring 6 Man and Women of the Year nominees, and we want to give back, and that's a great way for us to do it. So it was a successful night.
All right, each and every Sunday at this time during the NFL season, we get to talk to our fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant. in Somers Point, New Jersey, serving lunch, dinner, and spirits. Watch all the big games while enjoying their famous wings. And I did yesterday. I stopped at Charlie's and had their wings. I love them.
Yes, you did.
Check out their full menu at charliesbar.com or call for takeout at 609-927-FOOD. That's 609-927-3663. Meet your friends at Charlie's Bar at the shore since 44. It's Charlie's Bar. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room my fantasy football guru and yours, Brian Hartley. Good morning, Brian. Well, you should be down here at the Caesar Sportsbook with us because we're drinking tight end specials. And it's got bourbon, ginger beer, and lime, and it's setting the mood for us, Brian. No thanks. You got 4, I have 1. Well, since we have former Eagle tight end Ken Dunek with us here today, we thought the drink would be appropriate. But Brian, I lost last week in my fantasy. I'm 3-6.
You got overconfident.
I got overconfident, but I'm looking at my matchup today, and I got to tell you, the person I'm playing, Andrew Leeds, which is my intern, it looks like he didn't adjust he's got 3 players on a bye. He hasn't put them out yet, so it looks like I might get a victory today. Josh, you have a lot of buy. You just showed me. Don't you have like 3 or 4 guys?
I got like 5 guys on the bye
week.
week. I mean, I actually put people on my lineup, Brian. I'm not like some people apparently, but yeah. Well, I mean,
that's the point. That's the thing about fantasy football, Brian. Right, Guru? You're like a general manager. You got to be on top of everything.
It's about strategy.
Yeah, it's strategizing. If you're not on top, man, you're not going to win. Yeah, like I did last year. Remember, I think I drafted like 5 Eagles last year.
Yeah, you did.
Well, guess what? I'm not going to be like you, Guru. I will never play a Cowboy on my fantasy team. I don't care how good they are. I'm not taking a Cowboy.
But
that's why your record is where it is right now.
Well, but also Billy's also the guy who won't bet on games because he wants to win money. He bets on games because he likes to watch them.
Right.
So at the end of the day, Billy's not really interested in making money.
Well, I look, Guru and Danny back in the studio. I keep telling you guys, I want to put juice on a game that I'm watching, and
that's how you lose money.
And that I'm interested in. I'm not going to bet a game that I'm not watching, Guru. Oh, okay. Well, Guru, this is the 7th time in franchise history that the Philadelphia Eagles have started 8-1, having previously done so in 49 when they went to the NFC or the NFL championship game in 1960. Of course, when Ken Dunek played 1980, 2004, 2017, and 2022. So it looks, I mean, if that holds true to form, looks like you're got a good bet right there. Pretty funny, Guru. Heck, the Flyers even at 500 right now. Hey, listen, I said yesterday on the show, I mean, no one had any expectations for the Philadelphia Flyers, and for them to be 7-7 and beating some of the teams they beat in the early going, and an entertaining brand of hockey, Josh, not just like put you to sleep snoozes. I mean, I watched some of that game last night, and it kept me on the edge of my bed.
It's a fun brand of hockey.
Yes,
to watch.
it is. Now, yesterday we had I got to correct you. Yesterday we had Charlie O'Connor, who writes for @phillysports.com, and he said the one thing this team has this year is hope. They didn't have it the last couple of years, last 4 years.
Well, also last year they had a horrible GM building the team. So really quick, Brian, because I want to, before we let you go, we do have some fantasy football news.
And get his picks.
Okay, we do have the news that Jamar Chase is active today.
Okay.
So for people out there who are playing fantasy football, we know T. Higgins is not playing. Jamar Chase is active. Brian, your reaction?
All right, fantasy football guru Brian Hartley, give us your picks for Week 10 in the NFL. All right, fantasy football guru, as always, thank you so much, and we will talk to you next week. All right, there he is. The fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, is brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant in Somers Point, New Jersey, serving lunch, dinner, and spirits. Watch all the big games while enjoying their famous wings. Check out the full menu at charliesbar.com. Call for takeout at 609-927-FOOD. Meet your friends at Charlie's Bar at the shore since 44. That's Charlie's Bar.
Your ultimate game day experience awaits you at Caesars Sportsbook at Tropicana Atlantic City. Watch and bet on all of your favorite NFL games all season long. With 180 seats, VIP booths, and massive screens, the Caesars Sportsbook at Tropicana is the place to be. Book your experience today at Caesars.com/AC.
For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jerseyman and Phillyman magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunek. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we come back, we're going to talk with the general manager of Chickies and Pete's here in the Tropicana, Ryan Littley. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Ken Dunek, Josh Hennig, as we broadcast live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio.
Having Christian out there makes it a lot tougher for defense. It's just a matchup nightmare.
Hand off McCaffrey right into the end zone and touchdown. Wow.
Fresh off their bye weeks, Christian McCaffrey and the San Francisco 49ers head to Jacksonville to face Trevor Lawrence and the AFC South leading Jaguars.
And 5, touchdown, 67 yards on a quarterback draw for Trevor Lawrence.
Coverage begins at noon Eastern with kickoff at 1 Eastern. It's NFL Sunday on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential and provides 24-hour services. No job too big and no job too small. All Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services, they do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Winning means keeping our community safe. I'm Hassan Reddick, linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. 59% of our adults report experiencing gun violence or know someone who has. Just like we focus on our training, we need to focus on proper gun storage.
Firearms should be locked out of reach of children and only accessible by you.
If you notice any warning signs of violence, speak up. Tell someone who can help.
Let's tackle gun violence together. Visit CamdenCounty.com/gun safety to learn more.
When my daughter gets a cold, I have a secret weapon. DayQuil Kids Berry from Vicks. DayQuil Kids is specially formulated to treat kids' most bothersome cold and cough symptoms quickly. And the best part is that DayQuil Kids Berry tastes really great. Aren't you supposed to be resting? Maybe.
DayQuil Kids Berry. The kids' berry-licious daytime congestion, coughing, stuffy head, stuffy nose, just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6 years plus.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort this football season. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
To
the Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Caesar Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Billy Schwein, former Eagles tight end Ken Dunek is with us today, and we're happy to have Ken. Of course, Josh Hennig pushing the buttons. Danny Ryan back at the studio.
Pushing the other buttons.
Hey, but, this atmosphere here, Ken, has been sensational. You got Chickies and Pete's in here. You got Hooters and a load of other places. But I've been in Chickies and Pete's during – after the show for lunch, and the enthusiasm in Chickies and Pete's is great. And right now, we're going to introduce and welcome into the locker room the general manager, Ryan Littley. Ryan, man, great atmosphere in Chickies and Pete's this football season, man.
Appreciate it. That's our goal. We always want to make sure we're bringing it to the next level for everybody.
My sister came in for her husband's a retired colonel in the Army. They live down in Alabama. They came up here. They stayed at the Tropicana. They went to Chickies and Pete's. They watched the Phillies game. You said the atmosphere. They said it was like being at the game.
Yeah, that's our goal. We really have keep just tweaking and trying to find the best atmosphere. We're all fans too. So
yeah, right.
We want to make it feel like we're at the game.
The food's sensational. You guys do a great job. The crab fries. You can't stop eating those things.
Once you have them once, you're locked in. That's it. Every time you pass one, you're gonna have to stop.
When the Eagles win, it's good for business. Obviously, Phillies win. But you do have a great crowd in there. It's because the food is good.
Yeah. We pride ourselves on great service, great food. And we got a really great team that everybody comes to work every day ready to rock and roll, and it really makes a big impact and really gives a good thing to the customers.
Yeah, man. We're just loving it here inside this. It's Caesars here inside the Tropicana, and we appreciate it. We'll be over there for lunch after the show.
All right, sounds good.
Really,
look forward to seeing you.
Before we let Ryan go, so we got to ask him. Now, the Eagles aren't playing today. So what is your favorite game of the day?
What game? What's the featured game over there?
So our 1 o'clock's going to be the Steelers game. Right. It was a tough call between that and the Ravens and Browns. We get a little bit more Steelers fans.
Is that right?
Yeah, we get a good amount of Ravens too. We're very transient, so we have
I was going to say, we were telling Ken that every week we're here, we get Pittsburgh jerseys, Baltimore Ravens jerseys, Washington Jets, Giants. Of course, you get a lot of Giants.
Even Cowboys. We really have about 8 teams and even now you're starting to see more Bills fans coming back out, Dolphins fans, dusting off their old gear and coming back out. So it's great. Really, we try and create that atmosphere where whoever your team is, we're going to make sure you have a good seat for the game.
All right, we'll be over right after the broadcast.
Awesome, appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Ryan. We appreciate you, man.
Take care.
All right, got a few minutes left in the show. Ken Dunek, we really appreciate you, man, coming down here and spending some time with us and give us your insight, your perspective. Being a former player, we value your opinion.
Well, thanks. It's been a good time. Great to reconnect with you, Billy. And, of course, everybody knows that we've got a nice arrangement here for years. You advertise in Jerseyman and Phillyman magazine. I appreciate that. And, of course, we appreciate the promos that you read for us on our behalf. And, as far as football is concerned, there's great reason for optimism. I truly thought that the Eagles were the best team in the NFL last year, and they came a penalty flag away from potentially winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I think all things are headed towards another great run. So it should be an exciting time for Eagles football.
Ken, get me juiced up for the Super Bowl.
You need someone to get you juiced up.
Well, no, from a former player's perspective.
Okay.
Because you were
just double checking.
Associated with the 1980. You played on the 1980
right.
team. The players know they're not stupid. They're 8-1 right now. They hear all the noise outside, right? How do you keep that in perspective?
Well, great teams take it 1 week at a time.
Okay.
And I think the Eagles are really good at doing that. The only thing they want to do is in practice they want to get better today, and for the game they want to play better than they did last week. And if you can maintain that focus and not get ahead of yourself, you're going to have a successful season.
That's a hard thing to do, right, Josh?
Yeah, Ken, before we ran out of real estate, I wanted to ask you, is there a guy on the team, it's not, Jalen Hurts, you're not one of the main guys that you've kind of looked at and say that guy hasn't got enough credit for this team being 8-1?
Well, I'll tell you what, my favorite player on the Eagles, and it's not a superstar, the way I love the guy plays is Boston Scott.
No.
I think Boston Scott is like this little dynamo of energy. He runs full out every single play, and he's only about so tall and so big, but he plays with the heart of a lion. I played with a pretty good guy that was small too, Sam Mills, with the Philadelphia Stars, was the hardest hitter I ever saw. And so Boston Scott is my favorite Eagle just by the way he plays the game.
You guys lead by example. When you see a quarterback like Jalen Hurts limit off the field in obvious pain and then coming back the very next play, the players, Josh, they got to say to themselves, like, if he's doing it, we got to do it.
Listen, it's a game changer when your quarterback is not a prima donna.
Right.
Because, we live in a world where there's a lot of people, they don't always play the game for the love of the game. There's a lot of people who play the game because they love what the game does for their bank account. And so I think when you have a guy who is passionate about winning and loves to win, it's infectious.
Today, San Francisco at Jacksonville. That's a game that I'm interested in watching.
Tough game. Frisco coming off the bye. I'm not sure if Jacksonville had a bye last week.
They both had a bye, yeah.
Jacksonville's 6-2.
It's going to be two fresh teams.
Your buddy Doug Peterson.
There's a lot of respect for San Francisco there because Jacksonville is a good team and they're tough at home and they're getting 3 points. So.
Yep.
Detroit at LA today, Josh. 4:05 game.
No, look, Matt Stafford, he's questionable. We don't know if he's playing or not. So, I'm sorry, you mean the LA Chargers.
Yes.
My brain went to the Rams, sorry. Well, Chargers makes a little bit different story. That's probably a high-scoring game then because the Chargers defense is not very good, and the Lions defense has been lagging a little bit. And, that Justin Herbert, he can chuck it.
Yeah, all right. So it's going to be interesting to see. Hey, after the show, we're going to go over to Chickies and Pete's, Ken, grab a little lunch and watch some football.
There's a plan.
All right, I want to thank, as always.
We have a lot of people to thank today.
I know. Scott Grayson. I want to thank Scott Grayson. Mm-hmm. I want to thank the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley.
Yep.
Mike Carlin for checking in.
Yep.
Victoria.
Absolutely.
Ryan Litley.
Litley. Yeah.
I want to thank Ken Dunek for showing up today and sitting with us.
We got one more.
Josh Hennig, Danny Ryan.
Danny Ryan. Thank Danny. You're doing the work back there.
And I'm not making that trade with you, Danny.
You better come to your senses.
All right, thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Enjoy the rest of the NFL Sunday and get ready for Eagles Chiefs next week. We'll see you next week right here on 97.3 ESPN.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Are you